Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Today I want to address one of the myths that are out there regarding eccentric reps, negative reps, muscle damage, all of this stuff. And that's something that people need to understand. I see that a lot. You'll see people say negative reps and controlling the negative is really, really important. It's critical for muscle growth. And the reality is it a valuable tool? Yeah, it's a valuable tool. Negative reps or eccentric reps, whatever term you choose to use for them, the lowering of the weight, it can be a useful tool for building muscle. All right. No one can deny that. But to claim that it's necessary or it's important, that's just simply not true. That's like saying the bench press is important or necessary to build your chest. Right? Does anyone believe that? I would hope not. It's necessary? That a person can't maximize their chest development without the barbell bench press? Of course not, right? Of course not. Is it a valuable tool for doing so? Yes, when used correctly, it can be an extremely valuable tool. But it's possible to maximize your chest growth without ever doing that lift. It's totally possible. You guys see what I'm saying here? That's the point. And are there concentric based training programs that bulk people up? Yes. Are there coaches out there for certain types of athlete who use concentric focused, not eccentric focused routines when they're trying to maximize the size of their athletes? Yes. And people will say, well, why would they do that? Why would they remove the valuable negative? Because they don't have time constraints and they're working with professional athletes who need more explosiveness. Well, what's better for your explosiveness and power? The concentric rep is. Eccentric reps allow you to get more muscle growth with any given number of reps. Right? That's what they allow you to do because you're doing work on the negative also. You're doing work on the negative. Which means you don't need to do as many reps with the same weight to get muscle growth. If you start skipping the negatives or you don't control them as much, you have to do a few more reps. Well, that takes longer. That takes longer. Furthermore, you might be missing certain types of muscle fibers and certain performance elements. But when you're just trying to get explosive, the concentric is what matters. And when you're dealing with athletes who you want to throw very large volumes of training at, and you don't want them to get sore, the concentric training does make sense, doesn't it? What do I mean as examples? Deadlift, the Pendlay row, push press, power cleans, power snatches. Those are all exercises that work out pretty much the full body that can be done with almost no eccentric focus. So you could build a routine around those, and as long as you maximize training volume and progressive overload, you would maximize most of the muscle growth in the body. Now, biceps and stuff might not get worked, but you could do other things for that. Like your biceps might not get maximum development. You know, you could argue there's different muscles it might not. But the point is that has been done for a lot of athletes. It isn't necessary to do eccentric reps. It's not necessary to do a single eccentric rep. You could just totally almost not control the weight using all those exercises I just listed, and there are others you could throw in. And done with enough training volume, because volume and workload are the primary drivers of hypertrophy, you can maximize growth. And it's not me saying that. This is some of the top-rated coaches in the world saying this who work with some of the most elite athletes on the face of the earth. I mean, Glenn Pendlay is a perfect example. So when you have guys like Glenn Pendlay who actually do concentric focus training specifically to bulk his athletes up, now granted, the other advantage is that it carries over better to what they do because they're explosive athletes. He works with Olympic athletes, Olympic lifters, right, weightlifters. That they don't want to gain muscle that doesn't directly carry over to their performance element. In other words, they're using certain performance elements for hypertrophy. And that's what people need to remember. When we're picking different tools for hypertrophy, you can choose the way sometimes that muscle fiber growth carries over to certain performance elements on joint angle specificity and everything else. Right? You can pick those things. Everything makes you big, and people need to understand that. Every training style has the potential to maximize hypertrophy if workload is sufficiently high and progressive overload is present. So when we look at these different tools in the toolbox, we need to be asking, how does this hypertrophy tool carry over to other things that I want to do? Right? That's what we need to be asking ourselves. Because achieving maximum muscle growth actually isn't that difficult from a programming perspective. You can do it with a wide variety of training styles and get the exact same overall size results, right? Because we know that there is no such thing as a hypertrophy rep range. We know that muscles can't tell the difference between different exercises. Strength might be affected a little more by one exercise over another. But hypertrophy is generally equal as long as the work being done by the muscle is there. Muscles only care about tension and fatigue from a hypertrophy perspective. So when you understand that, it starts to make sense that negatives aren't important. Not saying they can't be a valuable tool, but they're not that important. They really aren't. They can be used. They can make your training more efficient. If you're trying to maximize size, they can make your training slightly more efficient, right? They can allow you to shave a few reps off of a set and get the same muscle growth. That's what they do, right? That's just about time efficiency. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But is that important? Probably not. I mean, what are you going to save? 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 2 minutes off of a workout? And that might matter to you. But that's what it does. That's what it does. That's it. The other problem we run into is this whole muscle damage thing. Everyone acts like muscle damage is a proven and fully accepted model for hypertrophy. It's not. People need to understand that too. That is a controversial subject. That is a topic of tremendous controversy in exercise science. And so when we start stating something as absolute fact, when there are experts with advanced degrees and PhDs and researchers on both sides of the fence on a topic, and we, those of us like you and I, who are not researchers with PhDs in the field, when we try to state definitively that the whole muscle damage model or anything is fact, when the leading experts are still arguing and debating, and there are people on both sides of the fence, there are those who believe it's true and those who believe it is not true, that creates a problem, doesn't it? We can't say that that's a fact. We can't state that objectively. We would be morons if we did. When we know that the leading experts are still debating it, and they're not just debating it, to make a name for themselves. They're debating it, trying to figure out if it's actually true. And there are people on both sides at this point who are arguing it and feel that it's true, that their end is true. So we can't state that as a fact. So I would tell people, don't put too much stock into that. Don't put too much stock into that. But what I can tell you is that any of this training that focuses on muscle damage instead of mechanical tension or metabolic fatigue, because that's your three ones that people argue about, mechanical tension, metabolic fatigue, and muscle damage, right? You always hear that touted even by YouTubers these days, are the three keys to hypertrophy. Well, that muscle damage model is not accepted as fact. So I wouldn't put a lot of stock in it, but what I will tell you is that any training that focuses on it makes you more sore. And we know that muscle soreness is not necessarily evidence of additional muscle activation. It's evidence of a specific type of stress. And when you feel soreness in a muscle, it's not actually the muscle fibers themselves that are sore. So that's a take-home message also. And I'm not saying that soreness doesn't mean you didn't work a muscle, because if a muscle is sore, you clearly did work it. But it's not indicative always of the quality of work that you did. It's indicative of a specific training style. That's it. I can make somebody sore on a workout that is not going to produce a single drop of muscle growth by focusing on the training parameters that cause soreness. but it still might not be ideal for their stress recovery adaptation cycle. It still might not maximize muscle growth, but I can make them so sore they can't walk. That's just because I know how to make someone sore. That's it. That's all it means. And I could take someone and give them a workout that will maximize muscle growth, and they might not get sore at all. Meaning it can be related, but it also can be completely unrelated. But all the training styles that focus on so-called muscle damage do make you really sore. And to me, that's not a valuable thing. I don't consider muscle soreness to be a positive thing. If it impacts the quality of life and the ability of your athlete to train and produces no additional training response, that makes it moronic. That makes it the exact opposite of useful. That makes it stupid. So I don't put a lot of stock in it personally. All right, guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.